I guess I should be enjoying myself.
You don't know me.
I know.
But you should. I mean, you will. But I know you. You're Nick Hartley, ace photographer. I had to improvise. I hope I haven't overexposed any of your film.
What happened to your clothes?
I used your shower. You don't have anything better than this stuff for me to put on, do you?
Try this.
Thank you. Incidentally, I was the one who put that reggae tape on. I hope you like it.
You have somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 minute to tell me what you're doing here. I'd hate to have to call the police.
Why would you do that? I haven't stolen anything, have I?
I don't know. Have you? I mean, I have to inventory my cameras to find out.
Nick, you were 5 years old when you got your first camera.
30 seconds.
You took it to bed with you every night.
Let's stop playing This Is Your Life. Who the hell are you and what are you doing here?
I'm here because Dylan's coming. I'm here to meet him.
What?
Well, that's a big step, Ted, and a smart one. But listen, you should stay in town, man. I don't want you going anywhere. No
quiero que vayas a ningún sitio. Tú no tienes que encontrar a nadie.
Dile que se venga a casa.
Iden dice que vengas a casa. Bien. Gracias por llamar y avísame cuando estés de vuelta. Adiós.
Espera, ¿no me has dejado hablar con él?
Lo siento.
¿Qué te ha dicho?
Que él y Christine han decidido decir la verdad. Que todo lo ocurrido fue un accidente y que lo explicarán cuando vuelvan. Mientras tanto, Laken le ha abandonado y no sabe dónde puede estar.
Así que Laken se ha ido.
Sí, eso parece. Lo que hay que hacer ahora es saber lo que pasó realmente e ir al fiscal a ver si consigo que retire los cargos contra Ted.
Me alegro de su decisión. ¿Crees que podrás ayudarle?
Haré todo lo que pueda, ya lo sabes.
Sí, lo sé. Eres un caso.
Y tú la perfección en persona. Si no fuera por ese error de imprenta.
¿Error de imprenta? ¿De qué hablas?
Verás, Eden Caldwell está bien, pero ¿no crees que Eden Castillo conlleva una cierta tensión dramática?
No estoy segura. ¿Qué te parece Eden Caldwell Castillo?
¿Lo escribes con guión o sin guión?
No lo sé. Tendría que decidir cómo queda mejor.
Da igual, pero que sea pronto. ¿De acuerdo?
Sí. Muy pronto. He pensado en muchas cosas últimamente y tengo la sensación de tener respuesta para algunas preguntas.
¿Qué clase de preguntas?
Sobre el mundo, sobre mi destino.
Eso me alegra. No hay nada mejor que uno se encuentre a sí mismo.
Por lo menos me hace evadirme de otras cosas.
Muy bien.
Ahora hay dos cuestiones en las que necesito pensar. Una es el estado de mi padre y la otra es Mason. Lo único que sé es que Mason tiene que apartarse de los asuntos de familia. Porque de no ser así, lo único que hará es crear problemas.
Oh, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray. Nothing to pray for, is there? All my prayers have been answered. Oh, Gina, not tonight, I told you. Later, for heaven's sakes. Later.
Cece, I came to say goodnight. And to tell you, I hope you're happier than I am. I've never felt so alone in my life, or so much under attack by everybody in the family. You probably don't care, do you? You probably think I have it coming. But Cece, I don't. I haven't deserved any of this treatment. Well, that's all right. It is going to be all right now because Mason's coming back. And he's going to stand by me and help me fight for what's rightfully mine. Cece? I wonder, can you hear me? Do you have any idea at all of what I'm saying? I hope you do. Because I want you to know the truth. I want you to know how I really feel about Mason. I love Mason. Even more than I ever loved you. I hope you understand that. You found out Mason was my lover. But did you guess that he was my love? I didn't either. I didn't. But it happened.
I'd like to come to the houseboat tonight.
Okay.
Just don't know if...
Me preocupa dejarle solo.
Tiene los mejores cuidados. Tiene a su disposición el mejor de los equipos. ¿Qué más puedes hacer? Encadenándote a su cama no vas a conseguir que se cure antes.
No me gustaría que se sintiera abandonado.
¿Cómo puedes temer eso? Él sabe que le quieres y que has estado luchando por él con todas tus fuerzas.
Ojalá tengas razón.
La tengo. ¿Cuándo he cometido un error de cálculo?
Yo diría que cometes uno por hora.
Desde que me metí en la ducha con los calcetines puestos no he caído en ningún error.
¿De verdad? ¿Y cuándo fue eso?
Esta mañana. Pero no volverá a ocurrir si te quedas esta noche conmigo, te lo prometo. Es importante para mí.
Oh.
Sí. Quiero terminar algo que empecé no hace mucho.
¿Y qué es?
Bueno, tiene algo que ver con el día en que me herí la pierna.
Por mí no hay inconveniente.
¿Ah, no?
No.
¿Qué te parece si nos dedicamos de lleno a ello?
Are you in love? Look at you. Cece, what a strange situation to be in, Being in love with Mason and married to you. And I intend to stay that way. Do you think Mason likes these earrings? Oh, I don't know. You know, the only thing that gives me the slightest bit of hope is knowing that you hate Sophia now, even more than you hate me. I know what I did to you to keep the divorce papers from being signed probably started your attack.
You're not gonna get rid of me, Daddy, please. I won't let you.
But, you know, I don't feel guilty about it, Cece. I don't, not after all you did to me. And I still feel I have more of a right to be here than Sophia does. More of a right to be your wife and to share in your wealth. I worked too hard for you to cut me out with just a stroke of a pen. I really pray you understand what I'm saying to you. I want you to know how I feel.
What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm talking to Cece.
Where's the nurse?
She's on a break.
I don't like you being alone here with my father.
Why not?
Because I don't trust you. And if he's able to realize that you're here, he would be very unhappy.
Well, he doesn't realize it, and I have every right to be here.
I don't know what you're talking about. He was going to throw you out of this house so fast until those papers mysteriously disappeared, and everyone in this family knows it.
They don't know anything of the kind, Eden. Your father loves me. Well, maybe not at first, but later he learned to.
Learning to love Gina. Gee, I wonder where they give lessons like that. At some used car lot somewhere?
You know, the whole problem is nobody ever gave me a chance. But you were against me most of all.
That's right. I admit it. Now do as I say and get away from my father.
Leave me alone.
I'll leave you alone. If you leave my father alone, and I will not stand here and argue with you in his sick room. I'm sure you have more feeling for him than that. You claim to love him, but you don't seem to care about what's best for him.
I do care about him.
Then why are you carrying on like this? He would not want you here, hovering over his bed, whining about your mistreatment at everybody else's hands. If he could talk, he'd have you out of here so fast.
No,
your
he
head would
wouldn't.
spin.
He didn't sign those divorce papers because he doesn't want to lose me. And if he hadn't had this stroke, we'd still be together.
As far as those papers are concerned, I think you had everything to do with it. You tricked him one way or another.
All I wanted to do was just to tell him how sorry I was about what happened, and that I'd make it up to him when he got better. And I will make it up to him. But in the meantime, Eden, I'm going to go on fighting to stay in this house as his wife.
You can't win. You have no power. And Mason's not even here to fight for you.
We'll see about that.
Yes, we will see about that. And we'll see about that tomorrow at that important meeting of the Board of Directors of Capital Enterprises, because you are allowed to sit there and watch, but you have no say at all.
Well, you're right, Eden. Without Mason, I won't be able to do anything, will I?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Well, it seems as if Eden wins again, doesn't it? But things aren't always what they seem.
Mason.
You're crazy. You might know something about me, but there is no way that my brother's going to come see me right now.
Really?
Because he just started his last year of medical school. As a matter of fact, I just got a letter from him that he sent me from Jamaica.
Oh, a letter. And what did he say in it?
I've got it around here someplace. It was to remind me that his tuition was due again. Where did you happen to meet Dylan anyway?
We just became friends, sort of birds of a feather flocking together.
Huh. He never mentioned you to me before. Here it is. Dear Nicholas, tuition time again, old boy. Sorry. I know it's the only time you hear from me. But how can I write with my hands knee-deep in cadavers? In case you've lost track, I'm starting my last year and doing great. You and the folks are going to be proud of me. It won't be long now before I'm out in the world, robbing the rich to cure the poor. I hope you're doing okay in Santa Barbara. Maybe I'll start my new practice there when the time comes. There's no law that says a doctor can't be tanned and fit, is there? Ha ha. Anyway, for now, best of luck, Dylan. You see this?
And he's only written you about medical school?
I just got the last of the money together today to send off to him. As a matter of fact, I put it in the mailbox tonight. It's been kind of a tough year, and I've been a little bit broke.
But you've continued to support him?
I promised to see him through medical school, and I've almost done it. Why don't you get dressed? There's no need for you to stand around in a towel.
Okay.
Where did you meet Dylan?
The islands.
Virgin? Sandwich? Hawaiian?
The Caribbean. I think you should have this back.
Wait a minute. This is the check I was sending to Dylan. What did you do, steal it?
Do I look like a thief?
I don't know. What does a thief look like when she's undressed?
Oh, you got a point there. A nutty one, but still a point. Oh.
Nick, you gotta learn to lock your... Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you would be alone. How stupid of me.
I thought I was alone too, Cruz.
Well, should I could come back some other time.
No. Come right in. More the merrier. Cruz, this is,
Janice.
Janice, this is Cruz. From the police.
Just please remember that Mrs. Capel is not to be allowed in this room anymore. I do not want her upsetting my father.
Oh, I didn't know.
No,
I thought that
It's quite all right. He's married to her, but only until he gets better and he can officially divorce her. I see. Will you excuse me? Sure. I'm so sorry, Daddy. I know you didn't want to have to live this way.
If there is a chance that I have a massive stroke, and it leaves me incapacitated or in a coma, then I want you to promise me you won't let me suffer.
Daddy, please don't talk like this.
Eden, we've got to face this. If the time comes when you have to make that decision, I want you to know my wishes. I trust you. I want you to promise me that you won't let a bunch of tubes and machines keep me alive.
Daddy, you're not gonna die.
Promise me.
I won't let you.
Promise me. Will you do that?
I promise you, but it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna die.
This is Mason's. That means he's home. Where is he? I'll bet he's back in his old room. Oh, Mason, you're back. You don't know how happy this makes me. I've waited for you for so long.
Listen, I could come back later if you'd like, when you're not in the middle of this photo session. Would that be better?
I wish we were. Nick is supposed to be so good.
Cruz, quit it. I told you there's no need for you to come back. Stay. We're not having a photo session. Janice is here, if you want to believe this, because she's going to meet my brother. You have a last name, don't you?
It's Harrison. Janice Harrison.
Janice, I'm Cruz Castillo. It's a pleasure to meet you. This is Nick Hartley. Nick, this is...
I found her in my apartment, officer. She broke in.
Ah, a friend of Dylan's?
Yes.
She was in the middle of taking a shower when I came in.
I guess it's time I got myself together. If you two will excuse me.
Yes, we'd be happy to.
I left my stuff in the bathroom. I'll get dressed in there.
This is interesting. Well, I just came by to ask you if Augusta had hired you.
Oh, yes, she did.
Good.
And thank you for the recommendation.
No problem.
Cruz, also, I really appreciate it. If you wouldn't say anything about this to Kelly, I'm not so sure that she would be as understanding as you.
Oh, you don't have to worry about me.
On second thought, maybe you should tell her just to find out what her reaction would be. She might not care at all.
Oh, no, I think she'd care a lot, Nick. I really think that she likes you a lot.
You think so?
Yes, I do.
Well, if that's the case, then I don't want to do anything to rock the boat.
Good thinking. Well, I guess I better leave you alone here now with your Janice. Let me know what develops, as you photographers say.
Ha, ha, ha.
Mason, why didn't you tell me you were here, You awake? Mason, wake up and talk to me. Come on, Mason, I'm so anxious to talk. Mason?
Oh, who's that?
Mary!
Mason.
What's going on?
Well, that's what I'd like to know.
What? Oh, no, you poor thing. I forgot I gave you Mason's old room. I didn't tell Mason. He didn't know anything about it. He's drunk and he probably just got into bed. Didn't even realize you were here.
Well, just get him out of bed.
All right, I'll get him out. Come on, Mason, you better wake up. Oh, this is just awful. And you're a nun.
I used to be a nun.
Oh,
I don't
this
see
is
what's
too
so funny about
good.
that.
Oh, nothing is funny. I'm not laughing at you. Come on, Mason, wake up.
What is it?
Well, it's you. In a minute, you're going to be so embarrassed.
Who's here? There are two of you.
It's just us chickens.
Gina.
Yes?
Mary. Well, someone's honor is at stake here. I hope neither of you took advantage of me.
In the condition you're in?
I resent that remark. I was asleep and you just got in bed with me.
I did?
Mason, you were evicted while you were away, and we gave Mary a room.
Oh, well, I guess I owe you an apology then.
Oh, don't bother. Never mind. You keep the room. I'll just sleep somewhere else.
No, Mary, you have to stay here. It's the closest one to Cece's.
Yes, you at least have squatter's rights for the evening. I'll do the gentlemanly thing and find another place to stay. I deeply regret any inconvenience I may have caused you. You'll get a formal letter of apology in the morning.
It's all right. No harm was done.
Yes, well, I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell anyone that. I wouldn't want word to get around that I was harmless in any respect. I'll trust the discretion of you two ladies to keep that a secret. What I haven't figured out is what you're doing here, Gina.
Oh, well, I just came by to talk with you. I was hoping maybe you were still awake.
Well, maybe I still am. What did you want to talk about?
Business. Family business. There's an important meeting for Capital Enterprises tomorrow morning. We have to discuss strategy. It's very important we know exactly what we're going to do.
I was going to wash these next.
You can put them on while you tell me about Dylan.
All right. Well, we met off of St. Croix at about 6 fathoms. I was in my scuba gear, and he was just free diving. I let him breathe some of my oxygen so that he could stay down a little bit longer. Well, later, he tells me he's in medical school in Jamaica, so I decided to drop in on him and have a surprise. Well, the surprise was on me. As it turns out, he wasn't in medical school, and he hasn't been for years.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, shock. I even had him check the records out for me. Oh, he had enrolled all right and attended classes for 3 to 4 weeks. But after that, he dropped out, and he hasn't been there in almost 3 years.
No. There's got to be some mistake. They've made an error on the names. I know he's been attending there regularly.
There's no mistake. Because after I found out, I wrote to him at the post office we'd always used. I really read him the riot act. And after he found out, he called me back.
And what did he tell you?
I think he's proud of having gotten by with it for so long.
Well, if he hasn't been going to school, what the hell has he been doing?
Flying in Africa.
What?
He owns a plane now. He's hauling cargo, food, supplies to Ethiopians. And when he's not hauling food, he's flying for miners, tourists, you name it.
He's been doing that for 3 years? I've been scrimping and saving and sending him money for 3 years, and he took it all and he put it into airplanes when he was supposed to be getting a medical degree? I'll kill him!
He especially didn't want you to find out about it.
Well, I bet I know why. Because he knows what I would do to him. You know what I've put myself through? The jobs I have taken, washing dishes, driving cabs, photographing weddings. Last year, I bought myself a 1952 Pontiac that had 200,000 miles on it. I felt guilty about it for a month because I spent something on myself. And all the time he's been lying to me. I'll kill him with my bare hands.
Well, I guess you'll get your chance soon because I just talked to him and he said he's in trouble. And he's going to try and make it here to see you.
If he is stupid enough to come here, that'll be the second biggest mistake of his entire life. I promise you. If that man comes here, he's going to find out what trouble really is.
The great man himself. You wouldn't want to scoot over and make room for me, would you? First time in our lives we'd actually be sharing something. Well, why not? Well, that's better. It's kind of like breathing a pale Chablis. I don't suppose you'd get me a good price on one of these, could you? You really are sick, aren't you? The oldest hath borne most. We who are young shall never see so much nor live so long. Well, take heart, Dad. I've come home to stay. I'm going to take over Capwell Enterprises and maybe even run it better than you did. And while I've got the chance, I'm going to make sure that when you come out of this, if you come out of it, you're not going to be able to get me out of the company again. Capwell Enterprises and I are going to become one. Synonymous and inseparable. You watch. I'm just as ruthless as you are, only I'm much shrewder, Dad. See, you just wanted to cover the Capwell name with glory. My ambitions are much higher, much nobler. I want to show the old man that I can do things better than he can. I think I can do it, too. I know nobody can stop me from trying. So you just rest. You can now, you know. Easy lies the head that doesn't wear the crown. I'm going to take that burden from you, Dad. And who knows? I just may turn out to be the son you always wanted and never knew you had.
Why didn't he tell me or anybody else in the family?
Because he knew you'd be against it.
He's right. Damn him!
Yes?
He told you a lot about me, huh?
Nick, he also told me how nuts he is about flying. How he faked his name and age just to get lessons.
Did he also tell you how he took a plane up illegally and flew it around for hours even before he had his own license, huh? I can't believe this. We all thought he was going to make such a terrific doctor. In school, he was always so terrific in biology and chemistry. We were so proud of him.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, a lot of good that does now.
Well, I can see Dylan chose the wrong person to come to for help.
You're right about that.
Nick, I have to tell you, Dylan didn't tell me he was in trouble. He said he was in danger.
Oh, well, there's a big difference there, huh?
The way he told me, it sounded serious. I'm worried about him.
Well, good for you. I find it impossible to worry about a brother who's been ripping me off for 3 years. All right. When he comes here, you want to tell me how I can get him in touch with you?
Well, that's another thing. I was hoping I could stay here until he shows up.
Oh, no. No chance.
Dylan told me I might be in danger, too.
What?
All he told me was to stay out of sight, so I thought if I could stay here tonight, I'll get up tomorrow and find another place.
No. No chance, I'm sorry.
Sure, I understand.
So where are we gonna go?
Oh, I don't know, maybe the beach. It looked nice and wide.
A not very subtle bid for my sympathy, Janice.
Look, Dylan's brother, I don't beg favors from anybody. I am here because of a favor for Dylan, not because I need a free place to crash.
All right. You can stay the night. But tomorrow, you leave.
Mason?
Well, Eden, you're prowling the battlements late this evening?
Never mind about me. What the hell are you doing here?
Mary, I know this hasn't been the happiest introduction to the Capwell household for you. I'm really sorry about that.
Well, that's all right.
Well, I think I'll let you go back to sleep now. I really better check up on Mason to make sure he doesn't get into any more trouble.
You obviously take very good care of him.
Well, I take my responsibility to all the Capwell children very seriously. Oh, you should really lock this door so other people don't stumble in and out.
Good idea.
Night.
What are you doing here, Mason, and why are you wearing Daddy's robe?
I neglected to bring a robe of my own.
I don't know what's going on in your head, but don't you know that you are not welcome here anymore?
Not welcome in my own house.
You know how Daddy feels about it. I think you should just run along to your own apartment.
No, I'm not going to do that, Eden. I've come home to stay, so you're just going to have to adjust to it. I want to be back in the bosom of my family again. You don't mind if I'm in your bosom, do you?
I mind if you're in the same world with me right now, Mason. You and Gina both. I think what you did was despicable and disgusting, and I want you both out of here.
Well, I hate to disappoint you, but I just had a long talk with Dad, and he gave me permission to stay as long as I like.
Don't do that. Don't make fun of his condition. Damn you, Mason.
It's your trouble, Eden. You've always taken everything too seriously. You need to learn to laugh more.
Not at things like that.
Oh, good, Mason, here you are. I've looked everywhere for you.
And you know she has, too. How'd you two arrange this? Where'd you dig him up, Gina?
Well, he came back on his own. Isn't it wonderful?
So the two of you decided to stake a claim. Well, it's not going to last for very long.
We'll see what happens after tomorrow. Now, remember the board meeting I told you about in the morning? Mason's going to be there.
I don't care how many clowns you bring with you, Mason. It's not going to do any good.
You know, Eden, I hate to have to do it, but I'm going to have to take you down a peg or two. Dad's been too lenient with you. It's made for a nasty disposition.
You're going to see just how nasty if you try anything funny.
All-out war, huh?
Mm-hmm. You know, if I had my say, you wouldn't say anything as far as business was concerned, and you wouldn't be in this house either.
You hear how she talks? You'd think that all those European finishing schools would have made her a little more gentle, a little more refined. You talk too tough for a young lady, Eden. We'll have to do something about that.
Oh, can I teach her a lesson, Mason, please?
Gina, I don't think you're qualified to teach anybody anything, except maybe how to cheat on a husband. Oh, gee, maybe that's one of your gentleman callers now.
She's a lot of fun, isn't she, Mason? I'm glad you're back.
Let her talk.
Hi, you ready to go?
All right, come on in. I can't go now.
What's wrong?
Mason está aquí. Borracho, como de costumbre.
Ah, eso no es cierto. Llevo varias horas sobrio. Vosotros salir a jugar a las casitas. Yo me tumbaré a dormir aquí mismo.
Mason, no discutiré más contigo esta noche, pero mañana te vas de aquí.
Buenas noches, Eden. Buenas noches, Cruz. Buenas noches. Buenas noches. ¿Tan dulce es el dolor de la despedida que estaríamos hasta el alba diciendo buenas noches?
Está... No creo que debas quedarte en esta casa de locos. ¿Por qué no te vienes a casa conmigo?
Es una idea excelente. Vámonos ya.
I've never made love in a fountain before, wet or dry.
Oh, Gina. Now, I hate to disappoint you, but I do have a terrible headache.
I know, Mason.
I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry. You've given me hope and strength, and I love you.
Just wandering out of that house as if it were a flop house, half drunk, totally objection.
Por favor de calmarte ya, cariño. Deja de pensar en Mason.
Esto no me gusta nada. Gina le tiene bajo su control y podrían obstaculizar mis propósitos. ¿Y sabes lo gracioso? Que pueden. Voy a tener que luchar con mi hermano por el control de la corporación. ¿Sabes lo que Mason siempre ha querido ser?
No.
CC. Ese ha sido su sueño. Y la pesadilla de los demás. Quiere hacerse con la familia, con los negocios, y nada le detendrá. No abandonará hasta haberlo conseguido, pero yo se lo impediré. Puede burlarse del mundo entero, menos de mí.
Gina, you don't mean that. I think you're the one that's had too much to drink.
No, I haven't.
You know, a dry fountain's a lot like an extinct volcano. Neither is a good place to spend the night.
Well, then get out of there and come up to my room.
No, Gina, that's how we got in trouble the first time. No more of that. Thank you.
You can sleep on the sofa.
No. I'm determined to sleep here. Always wanted to sleep in this fountain, and now I'm going to do it. Dad wouldn't let me when I was a kid.
Mason, it's too late to go back and do all the things you couldn't when you were a little boy. We have to talk about tomorrow.
Not tonight.
Mason, we've got a fight on our hands. You have to really be on your toes. I know Eden, and she'll pull every dirty trick in the book.
Well, we're all Capwell's commandos, trained to fight to the death and give no quarter.
I know she's your sister, but you have to show no mercy. This is a fight to the death, Mason, and whoever survives can control Capwell Enterprises. And it has to be our side.
I'm tired, Gina.
Mason, don't go to sleep. We have to make strategies for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning we won't have time. Please, wake up. Come on.
You know, in a happier time, you could have been Catherine the Great, and I could have gotten a good night's sleep. All right. Let's talk strategy.
I've seen it happen time and time again. Mason trying to outsmart everyone. He's willing to do anything. The man has no morals.
Darling, you've been going on about this for 20 minutes now.
Está bien, lo siento. No hay nada de qué preocuparse, pero es que no quisiera decepcionar a papá.
Oye, ¿te importaría hacerme un favor?
¿Callarme?
Aparte de eso.
¿El qué?
¿Ves esa escalera? ¿Qué te parece si la coges y subes al almacén que hay arriba?
¿No fue así como te heriste la pierna?
Sí, pero entonces el barco se balanceó muy violentamente. Creo que sobrevino un maremoto o algo similar, no sé.
¿Qué hay ahí arriba que valga una pierna?
Verás, tu anillo de compromiso. El cual, si bien recuerdas, cuesta una pierna o un brazo, o un ojo de la cara, depende de cómo lo mires. ¿Quieres hacer el favor de cogerlo?
Encantada. Dame un beso. Si yo hubiera estado aquí, no te habrías herido. ¿Estarás de acuerdo conmigo?
Sí, lo estoy.
Déjame ver. No deberías dejarme ir.
Sí, estoy de acuerdo. Y así será.
Sujeta esto.
En el futuro.
Y tampoco deberías dejarme atrapar por los negocios. ¿Dónde está esto? Aguanta, creo que ya lo tengo. Aquí está. Sujeta.
Muy bien. Baja ahora mismo. Deja que te ayude.
¿Pero qué haces?
Ayudarte a bajar.
Aquí lo tienes.
Quiero que te lo pongas.
Cruz, no puedo.
Sí que puedes.
No creo que sea el momento más adecuado para formalizar un compromiso.
¿Y por qué no?
Es algo tan delicado, tan especial, y mi padre... No quiero que nadie piense que yo soy feliz mientras mi padre está tan grave. No me gustaría asociar nuestro compromiso con sentimientos de culpabilidad.
Eden, olvidas que tu padre quería que nos casáramos. Sabía nuestras intenciones. Está de nuestra parte.
Eso era antes.
¿Y qué te parece si nos comprometemos en secreto? Bien, no hay por qué anunciarlo por todo lo alto, pero... te quiero. Te amo. Y siento que no lo sepan todos. Y si ven este anillo en tu dedo, sabrán que no solo estás siendo cortejada, sino adorada.
Si lo pones de esa manera, ¿cómo puedo rehusar?
No puedes. Póntelo, ¿quieres? Y un día no muy lejano desviaremos nuestros caballos de este camino de piedras y cabalgaremos hacia la puesta del sol.
Tengo miedo de que una vez casados todo esto pueda dejar de ser tan bello.
Y yo pienso que nunca dejará de serlo.
Y después de haberte dicho si quiero, ¿no te dormirás?
Quisiera hacerlo para poder soñar contigo.
¿Tanto lo deseas?
Más que nada en el mundo.
Eres maravilloso.
Te advierto que si dejas a un caballo en libertad, se lanza una carrera desenfrenada.
Now, I learned in life you have to go after what you want, and you can't stop until you get it. Now, that's what I want you to do tomorrow. Know what you want and go after it.
Gina, I really don't need this pep talk. I'm just as determined as you are. What I need is a couple of aspirin and some juice to take them with. Otherwise, I won't be in any shape to fight anybody tomorrow.
All right, you stay right here. I'll get them for you.
Thank you. Mary, wait a minute. I really do owe you an apology. I know I must have scared you to death, but I really didn't know there was anybody in that room, much less in the bed when I got in it.
You don't have to apologize.
Well, I feel like a complete fool. Worse, I feel like a fool without a memory. Did anything happen?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I hope I behaved myself. I'd hate to think that I missed out on something just because I was too drunk to remember that I did something I should have remembered missing out. Do you follow that?
You can relax. Nothing at all happened.
Oh. Well, I have mixed feelings about that.
Do you always wear pajamas to bed?
Only here. I never know when I might be thrown out of the house.
Oh, well, good night.
Night, Mary. Would you look at that? There. So I'll know I didn't dream it in the morning.
Well, Santa Barbara is back on Sky One screens tomorrow at the same time of 2:20. The classic show The Brady Bunch is in half an hour's time at 3:15. But first, on this Wednesday afternoon, Wife of the Week. See you soon.